Welcome back, and if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button and don't forget to share it out so we can get as many people watching as possible. I got a lot of people requesting this topic, and I finally have gotten around to making the video. And in today's video, we will be talking about the Norse Viking culture, so let's get started. The Vikings were pagans who turned Christian, but at first the Viking Norse didn't take to Christianity. They loved their own god and were even content with them. English and Frankish Christian priests and monks had begun missionary tours to the Viking lands from the 700s to 800s. However, the conversion of the Vikings took place over centuries. Many Vikings still practiced their pagan ways and held to the old gods. By the end of the Viking Age, however, most Vikings had become fully Christian and were baptized and buried in that faith. Even though the Viking society was male-dominated, women still had a certain amount of power, depending on their social status. When Viking men were away from home raiding, fishing, exploring, or trade missions, women in Viking society took over all the men's work as well as doing their own. Women were valuable members of the society, and it was shameful for the man to harm a woman. Women took on roles such as taking care of the family, preparing food, laundry, milking cows, sheep, and goats, making butter and cheeses, preserving food for winter, gardening, cleaning, and the most time-consuming task of all, making the family's clothes. Spinning, carding, weaving, cutting, and sewing took a long time. It could take a Viking woman 35 hours to spin enough yarn for a day's weaving. Viking women, like any other culture, would marry young, as early as 12 years old. By the age of 20, virtually all men and women were married. Life expectancy was about 50 years old, but most died long before reaching 50. Only a few lived to 60. Also, like most cultures, marriages was arranged by the parents of the young couple. A marriage was a contract between two families. The groom's family paid a bride price to bride's family when the couple was betrothed. At a marriage, the bride's father paid a dowry. Since both families had a financial investment in the new couple, marriage was as much a matter for the families as it was the couple involved. Children didn't go to school. Instead, the boys learned all the men's work taught by their fathers, brothers, and uncles, while the girls worked alongside their mothers and aunts, learning how to cook, garden, and take care of the domestic animals and making clothing. By the time the children reached adulthood at 12 to 15, both boys and girls could effectively run a household and a farm. Women in Viking society had more power than most other European women of the time. They could divorce their husbands, own some property, and sell their own handicrafts. Some women became wealthy landowners, others participating in trade scales used for weighing silver used in trade. Most women in Viking society, however, lived and worked in the domestic realm of the household. If you like this video, then hit the share button down below and share it to your socials, and don't forget to check out last week's video on graphics cards. I put out videos every Tuesday at 2 p.m. This has been Lindsay signing off. Peace.